2023 was a pivotal year in advancing California's clean air future. With landmark regulations and policies that advance our path to zero emissions, partnerships with industry and communities that strengthen CARB's work, and ongoing innovation to achieve our equity and public health goals. With the approval of the Advanced Clean Fleets regulation in April, the board established a reasonable, phased-in plan to accelerate deployment of zero-emission technologies for medium and heavy-duty vehicles.
We've already seen some early successes. Manufacturers are 2 years ahead of their targets for zero-emission vehicle sales well before the regulation actually begins. And together with our partners in other state agencies and private industry, we have started putting in place the infrastructure that is needed to support cleaner vehicle goals.
CARB launched key aspects of the Clean Truck Check program in 2023, making it easier for fleet owners and operators to report compliance with emissions requirements that reduce air pollution in communities heavily impacted by poor air quality.
Throughout 2023, we've conducted multiple training webinars to educate vehicle owners on the program requirements. We've ramped up those efforts starting in October to train vehicle owners on how to properly report fleets and pay compliance fees in the Clean Truck Check database. We've continued to increase those efforts through 2024 to further assist vehicle owners to meeting the reporting deadlines.
Partnerships have been a cornerstone of CARB's success. In 2023, we strengthened collaboration with key industries critical to California's clean air goals, and with communities on the front lines of environmental challenges.
It's a mutually beneficial partnership that advances the development of zero-emission commercial vehicles and also provides flexibility for manufacturers to meet emission requirements while still getting the projected emission reductions from the regulations.
Last year, CARB made important strides while working alongside communities throughout the state to ensure that our clean air future benefits all Californians.
So the primary objective of the Zero Emission Vehicle Equity Task Force is to provide space for equity and environmental justice advocates, community members, vehicle manufacturers, other state and local agencies and industries to really come together to think through ways to expedite the deployment of zero-emission vehicles and charging infrastructure in low-income and disadvantaged communities.
It's imperative that we build and maintain bonds with communities across the state because reducing GHGs isn't something CARB alone can solve. My experience has shown that there are members of communities across California that are interested in engaging with CARB on a variety of issues, including reducing GHGs. So it's imperative that we maintain those relationships with these communities so we can maintain trust and realize where as an agency our blind spots may be.
Environmental justice tours and communities are a way to meaningfully connect with community members who live, work, and breathe in spaces that are overburdened by air pollution. It also allows CARB to see, not just hear, about the challenges communities are facing and think through potential solutions that communities want to see that meet their specific identified needs.
Across California, there are communities overburdened by environmental issues due to their proximity to air pollution sources such as freeways, ports, warehouses, rail yards, and industry. For decades, as levels of air pollution have decreased from statewide and regional action, cumulative emissions burdens at the local level persist in some areas of the state. In 2023, the board passed regulations and program updates that target these key sources of pollution as California continues its progress in reducing air pollution and seeking to improve public health outcomes.
Currently, operational emissions from just one train are worse than those of 400 heavy-duty trucks. Emission reductions from the new in-use locomotive regulation are expected to be equal to almost double those emitted by all passenger vehicles in the state between now and 2050. The in-use locomotive regulation is expected to contribute to the largest reduction in nitrogen oxide emissions toward meeting California air quality standards by the 2037 deadline. Hexavalent chromium is one of the most potent toxic air contaminants, about 500 times more carcinogenic than diesel particulate matter. Many chrome plating facilities are located in communities that are overburdened by multiple stationary and mobile sources of air pollution. The amended chrome plating control measure reduces this burden by phasing out the use of hexavalent chromium at chrome plating facilities over time. The new at-birth regulation builds on the successful 2007 regulation by expanding emission control requirements to more ocean-going vessels and including new vessel categories, ports, and marine terminals. Emission reductions and public health benefits that will come from cleaner operations at California ports are also a relief for nearby port communities, which are overburdened with pollution from multiple emission sources, including ocean-going vessels.
In October 2023, the board passed the Community Air Protection Blueprint 2.0, which outlines the board's first 5-year update to the Community Air Protection Program. The program will continue to work directly with frontline communities experiencing cumulative emissions burdens to ensure their ideas and priorities drive local solutions for reducing pollution in their neighborhoods.
In Richmond, we've connected some really passionate and dedicated residents that are working on our air pollution concerns, but then also have developed strategies to address like food deserts and a lot of housing issues within Richmond. So it's kind of seeing benefits even outside of the main task, which is great, that hopefully will carry on. And again, that those connections that residents are forming not only with CARB staff, but with Air District staff and city staff through the community steering committees, I think will pay dividends, outside of even the direct kind of mandate of the program.
California celebrated 2 key milestones in 2023, with ZEV passenger vehicles and light-duty trucks reaching targeted sales goals 2 years ahead of schedule. Californians have received nearly $2 billion in incentives to help make the switch to zero-emission vehicles, with a focus on increasing access for low-income Californians. California's ZEV leadership continues to inspire other states to follow its example. As of December, 10 states have adopted the Advanced Clean Trucks regulation, and 12 states and Washington, D.C. have adopted the Advanced Clean Cars 2 regulations. In November, CARB made a commitment to equity by approving a funding plan that directs resources to low-income Californians and small businesses to ensure everyone has access to zero-emission technology.
With last year's funding plan, we're focusing on helping the heavy-duty sector purchase cleaner trucks, specifically drayage fleet operators, small fleets and businesses, and off-road equipment operators. It's critical to continue these investments to get to zero emissions and to reduce vehicle miles traveled.
As we prepare for another year of air quality and climate leadership, CARB will continue to drive innovative solutions that make carbon neutrality and clean air a reality for a healthier California.